What's up out there? This week's Indie of the Week is a game called Night of the Dead. Now, this originally released into early access back about 4 years ago into 2020, and it just hit full 1.0 release in May of 2024. The base game is $30 US. I'll link it down below, and there are some additional cosmetic packs, but it doesn't look like there's any expansions or other DLC or anything like that with it. It's just base game for $30. There is single player, co-op, maybe some PvP on there. It lists, I'm not sure. I've only ever really played the single player. I did the co-op for a short bit early on, but mainly it's just been single player. I put a whole bunch of time into this game. Back when it first came out into early access, I spent 40 or so hours into it, 40, 45 hours, something like that. There was, at the time, at the very beginning, there was no story or anything. You just spawned in, you'd go collect up some materials, build up a bunch of traps, build some kind of a base, survive the wave of the evening or whatever. And it's kind of got that 7 Days to Die vibe to it. A lot of people compare this to 7 Days to Die, which it's kind of the same Call of Duty Battlefield kind of thing where they're very similar. They have a lot of the same concepts, but they're different. Now, this game is a little bit more of a budget-friendly game, lower budget. I mean, it's definitely not AAA. It is a little bit janky. The game has crashed on me once since, I don't remember any crashing back in the day when I first started playing it, but it has crashed once since I started playing it here, and the few hours I've put into it since full release. This game I've been wanting to recover back on the channel because I really loved it when I played it the first time. It was a lot of fun. You basically build up this massive base and you have tons of different traps. The little propeller traps, smashy type traps, swinging pendulum things, spikes, all kinds of different traps. And the trailer shows a lot of really cool stuff like Gatling guns and multi-story bosses and stuff like that, or multi-story zombies. There's all kinds of different puking zombies, really thick, hardcore zombies that are hard to beat, and all kind of different equipment you can get. I think they've, at some point when I was playing this originally in early access, they started adding machine guns and stuff like that. But at the very beginning, there was ball bats and stuff. There was not, just more melee type weapons and traps was basically what you had to work with. Now they've got little motorbikes to ride around on. I don't know if they have any other kind of vehicles on there, but they've definitely expanded the game out. There's followers now. I think I saw they mentioned dungeons in the patch notes, so there's even more stuff to go do. I know in the original incarnation of the game, I think there was like a subway system underneath you could go into for a little while. There's all kind of buildings. The map was fairly large. Like I didn't explore nearly all of it originally, and I think it's just gotten bigger. I really need to sit down and go through and explore more of it, but there's supposed to be like a military base you can go to. I was just at the hospital continuing down the story. Basically, it's pretty much like 7 Days to Die. You need to go and survive through the day, build up your bases, build up your defense, do whatever you need to do, and then at nighttime you get a big massive swarm of zombies, and rinse and repeat. And that's kind of how the whole gameplay goes. They do reuse a lot of assets throughout this, which I don't care about necessarily. I think the game is very cool, and I would much rather have a company develop a game with store-bought assets and do something cool with it than just spit out some really intricate artwork that, I don't know, kind of sucks. I don't know, you look at a lot of AAA games today, they look really good, but I have no interest in playing them. This is a very janky kind of game, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. It is a little bit slower paced, like you're going to spend a lot of time gathering. They give you plenty of time through the day to gather, but the waves get bigger all the time, so you really need to hunker down in some base. And you can tear down your base and break down all the traps and everything. I think you lose some materials along the way, so you can't just rebuild everything in place. You might have to gather some more. But the gathering portion does take quite a while to do. So there is that. You will have to deal with zombies the whole time, and then once you have the wave at night, maybe if you get a decent weapon, a machine gun of some sort, and plenty of ammo, you could take out the whole thing without having traps. But you definitely want traps, and you want a good base set up. Fortunately, there are a lot of POIs you can use. I hunkered down at what you're seeing in the footage I'm putting in the background is like a little gas station or something, a construction site, whatever it is. There was a couple of gates. I kicked it open, threw some traps into it, and then just defended that area there. Beat down what I could, and I got a bow if I needed some there. or a ball bat. There is an AI helper, a follower, but she got taken out pretty early. They're kind of they're not that great. Those didn't exist when I started playing the game originally. And even the story wasn't in the game originally. They added little components of it, like you had to go visit certain POIs. There was an airplane. I think you had to get parts to fix it and fly off. And then once you got that, you were off the island. It looks like they've actually fleshed the story out. Like now you actually wake up on in a like a little science facility, and you got to get out of the science facility. You pick up your follower, and then you go over and start gathering materials, setting up your base, that kind of thing. I did a bunch of the story. There's two or three different story parts that I've done so far and advanced it up a little bit. I'm really curious to see how crazy this gets, because back when I first started playing this, there were tons of zombies. You might get 100 zombies overnight. Like there was a big blast of them. There was a variety of them. Sometimes they would, you'd break them and they'd start spewing fire everywhere. I think some of them did breathe fire, or if you killed them, they caught things on fire. I know at one point my base burnt down, and I ended up having that as like one of the centerpieces of one of my videos, is the whole base just burning down. That was kind of funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I've been wanting to revisit it a lot. The trailer makes it look really cool, like they've added a lot of cool stuff with it, a lot of things that I would actually like the Gatling guns, and it looks like you can maybe make steel structure. I know there was at least concrete, and that didn't catch fire, I don't think. I don't know if they've added additional materials since then. It looks like they may have. And there's a research system. There's a bunch of different crafting stations you can build, a lot of different crafting to do, and it looks really cool. So that will do it for this video. I love this game. I think it's really cool. I've been wanting to promote it for a while, and hopefully I'll get some time to spend on it and actually see what they've done with it, because this was a really cool game when they had it. I'd really like to see more of what the map is set up for, and just experience a little bit more of it, do more of the Horde Nights and things like that. So anyway, that will do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.